冷たい頬に最後の花飾る時遠く君も見ていたなぜみんなが泣き出し今別れを告げるこの時一人ポツンとしていたまるで海に咲くとても小さな輪に白く光る淡雪さえ溶けないほどに寒いそんな夜に出会ったかじかむこの手握り寒いと笑った君は今はもうここにいないあでやかに咲き消えてしまうホタルビOpen your eyes and look around, spreading your wings to the sky, making your way to wonderland. Feel the way to fly high in the lasting world. Keep holding your dream by your side. Fly high. Keeping the secret in my heart, wishing my dreams would come true. See free before they break the cloud. Imagine the freedom in the world. It's a lasting dream. I'm here, feeling music passing by. Fly high.
And hello, hello. I am now there. And up. Let me prepare a bit. Oh, I'm getting a bit nervous, but it is something that I wanted to do since a long time. So better start now than in a year or so, I guess. But let me see. Apparently now I have an excellent connection. Thank you, YouTube. And no, not anymore. Well, that's fine. But how do I say this? The secret that not the secret really, but the big project that I've been planning on doing, because it's not done yet. I have only thought of how it would go, so to say. There is something that I will be working on in the coming weeks, or coming months, or maybe even year, on each stream. Because what I want to make, so to say, is... Let me write something down. I forgot to write this. Drum roll. You know what? I should be putting some music in the background, because I think that's something that I missed last time. But wait, okay, that doesn't look good. That should be okay. But I want to make my own game using Unity 3D. What kind of game? One might ask. It would be a how do you say that? A restaurant simulator, where the game is cut in 3 phases, so to say. One where you make, you make the recipes for your character to use in the restaurant. The second phase will be then the restaurant is opened, customers will flow in, you can order your not servants, but order the waiters and cooks to do their work. That will go on then. You haven't thought of what would happen in the middle of it. I could make something, I think, but that would be then the second phase, and the third phase would be like preparations to buy ingredients and stuff like that. I think I could put that with the first phase as well. But it could also be like improving your restaurant, improving the relationships with different markets and stuff like that. But that would be kind of what I was planning on doing. So wait, also small warning, it's gonna be all white, the screen, so if your screen is all black, not black, but be careful to your eyes, is what I want to say. There you go. Since I do want to make a few notes, because I do have my own notes, but those are almost filled with spoilers, so to say. So the game would be called, wait, let me put some in here so that it looks at least a bit presentable. But the game would be called Christodide. Oh wait, Christodides. I need to check my notes again. I don't remember how I was going to call it. Where is it? U, and U. I think it was this. The name of the game would be Christodides, with the subtitle of Up and Served. I guess that already says a bit what it would be really, but in the game you would like start. You make a new game, you can customize your character a bit, and then you would pick which location you would want to be at. I think for the moment, to make it not too big, I would make like one area. But I was planning on maybe adding a few different, like almost kingdom-likes, right? So each would have their own preferences and would change up the gameplay a little bit. I was thinking of maybe making as well like Sims, where you can create your own design of the area, but I think that would be a bit too much work, so I think it would be like a bit more streamlined. It's like the restaurant, and then you can upgrade it to be like level 1, level 2, level 3, maybe even 4 or 5, depending on how far I can, or how far I'm planning on making it. And there would be like, it would also be a bit more fantasy, like with different races. So the humans would be then the main race, so to say, in the area where you would be, but then there would be like almost avian-like creatures, but also fish-like creatures. I was thinking also stone-like creatures and insect-like creatures. That would be the main the main 5 with the humanoids. But also, I forgot another one. They would be similar to humans, but with horns and a bit a bit taller, so to say. But that would be the 6 races of the world. Let me write it down here. What did I say again? Start. Nah, not start here. That would be the world, really. The world would have 6 races. I'm not gonna say what each are called. I don't even have like a set design on how they look. I was planning on making that with a future stream, so to say, where I make the designs on Blender, because that would be the 2 using these programs. As I said, I wanted to use Unity3D because it's rather easy to use. It's also free if you're a hobbyist or have not done anything professionally. And I find it to be really easy to use because it's how do you say? It's really interactive and you don't have to compile with your. Well, that goes a bit into programming lingo, but you don't have to remake the game, which sometimes takes like an hour to do each time you want to test out something. That's what many other gaming motors would do. But Unity3D, for example, does it at each moment, so that when you do it once, it doesn't take as long. So that's why I kind of like that one. I also tested, but I went to school for it. Since some of you might know, some might not, but I am a programmer. I am a game developer, so to say. I've not done anything big or in the industry yet, but I've done some little project at the school where I went. So I know my way around with programming and Unity. And what I was planning on also using, would be Blender 2.8. That one made a comma for some reason. But 2.8, where since I am also alone, I don't have anyone working with me or something like that. I would be making the programming, every art, and also the design of the game. And Blender 2.8 is a new version of Blender that came out just a few months ago, I think. And it is a 3D modeling program, which you can make pretty nice stuff. I can even show you guys some models that I've made before, but as I'm gonna say right now, I'm still very, very, very weak in that sort of things. But let me show you guys. Can add a little window here. Yeah, Windows Photo. Come on. I don't think it wants. So how do I do it then? Let me see if I can capture my window. That might work. What the? Come on there, calm down. Paste. I guess the reference is okay. Just gonna put you there. And there you go. You guys are gonna see my other screen for a short second. But that's just to show you guys the models that I've made. They're very low poly and they kind of look like I don't remember his name, but the protagonist from the medieval game. And I made these as a token for D&D, since me and my friends play D&D sometimes, and I had the chance of modeling these for a one-shot that we had. So we 3D printed them and we used them to play, which was really fun. That was about it. Yep. That's not what I wanted. What I wanted to do was remove the other one. There you go. So there you guys saw a bit of a few of the models that I made. That was also with the older version of Blender. The new one apparently has also quite a lot of good, more interesting stuff. But I need to get back into it, so it's gonna take a few streams where me getting used to it, and even not streams where I'll be working on it on my own, because that's also something that I want to do. I'm not only going to be streaming it, but I'm also going to be working on it outside streams when I get the time, really. I don't have a lot of time at the moment, mainly because of 2 kids that my brother and his wife had, since I'm living with them at the moment, but I'm helping them with taking care of the kids. Because otherwise, 2 kids for one is really bad. Especially these 2 kids, because they can be a pain. They're very cute, but sometimes you don't know what they're thinking. But they're also at a very hard age at the moment, I think. So, oh yeah, I forgot the music. Let me put in something. You know what I might even do? Might even go like, put everything in it and then I'll just do random. I think that would be the best choice, because otherwise, because the other ones were ones that I decided like when came which one, which is kind of fun. But you know what? But now it's gonna be like very short. I might cut off the short ones. You know what? That should be okay then. Sometimes there are a few musics in my collection that are like 3 seconds long, like da 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 da. Then it stops. Kinda don't want them. So I might remove everything that's lower than half a minute or so, or 20 seconds. That's a lot of Pokemon music. I might have to remove them. Oh, you know what? Nah, it's fine. But I'm only gonna pick one Pokemon music then. Yeah, I don't have a lot of Persona music. I want to download those more, because the Persona is quite nice. Gonna put both Rune Factory musics in it, except those 3. What the? Where is the drum? Oh, there you go. Because I had not really musics, but it's like a play. Like, how do you call them? Video track? Not video, but audio track. Which I listened to. It was very fun. But if you can't listen, if you can't understand Japanese, I don't think you'll have that much fun with it. Oh, wait. You're a JPEG. You're not a song. Tactics Ogre. And also kinda cool. I like the music from that game. And Legendia. Now, Legendia also has a audio track that is quite funny. Wait, I think I picked the other one too. That is not good. Right, how long are you? 7 minutes, yep. 7 minutes might be a bit too long, I think. And you know what? Why not? Undertale 2. So let's see. Yep. Like level up, wounded comrades, judge. And those take less than 20 seconds, so. Wind? Snoopy wave. Spoopy wave. Oh, that's. I think I'm gonna remove all the ones less than 50 seconds. Maybe 40. I think 40 seconds is nice. There you go. And let us commence the music. I was random. That's the one that you stopped with. But anyway, back to what I wanted to do, right? The world has 6 races. Human. They're also gonna be called different. Humans. I think humans are called humans. Humans. As it will be in Tales of Legendia. That's why I always said it different, because I had the other one, had the different races already planned, and I called them like. Let me quickly go check again. I've been planning this world for almost 4 years, I think. And we have the humanists, we have the Terriness, we have the Pipiness, Aquiness. I think you guys can already see which one is what. Draginess and Celestiness. Or as I call them always. Humines, Terrines, Sylphines, Aquines, Dragines, and Celestines. A little bit weird when I say it like that, but those were the human-like, the almost rock elemental-like, the a bit insect-like. I haven't really finalized the design in my head yet. Then the mermaid or merman-like, the avian-like, because I kind of want to make the dragons in my world kind of like. We used to think that not dragons, but dinosaurs were more lizard-like, but apparently they were a bit more bird-like, which I kind of like that fact. So I kind of want to make dragons that looked a bit more feathery instead of completely lizard-like. And the Celestines, I might change the name later on, because Celestines sounds like celestial. They're not really that. Could also be like astrines, like astraline. I'll have to see, but for the moment it's Celestines. But each of the Terrines, Sylphines, Aquines, and Celestines each have the 2 sub-races, so to say. But that one will come. I will explain that a bit later, I think. But for the moment, that's not as important, really. But for the gameplay, there you go. And no, not Magnific. Ah, it's in Rockwell even. It's my favorite font. And no! Taking everything away. There you go. Now everything is in Rockwell. That is my, as I said, favorite font. But anyway, the gameplay of the game, really. As I said, kind of had 3 game loops in mind. I don't remember if it was the ones I just said. Let me see. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take the thing that I had prepared already. The game. Really? Night? Why are you there? There you go. And you know what? Should be good. The morning you would buy ingredients for the day. Or maybe even buy ingredients like a week. It could be also made to be a week instead of every day. And then at daytime you would serve your customers, maybe even until nighttime. And then at night you would prepare the recipes. And when you buy ingredients, I would also make like, you can choose which market you want to buy from, what kind of meat and stuff like that. So that you would have a lot of variety on how you want to go at it. And also open up the recipes, because the recipe system would be like it's not I use this meat, it becomes that, but it could be like I use this meat with this procedure and it becomes that. For example, meat boiled becomes this, or meat grilled becomes that one, and stuff like that. Or with vegetables as well, or different other kinds of things. And that one is not loud. Maybe it is. Let me make it down to 25. I think that should be fine. And that would be roughly how it would go. And serving customers, I have no idea how to make that one fun yet. Because at the moment it would just be like, customers come in, this you sit them at a table, they would order something from your menu, and then I guess you would have to look at their reactions and everything. Because I was planning on making it more like, most customers would have a sort of palette. Like, some like sweets more, some like salty food more, others would like something else more. And then you would have to pick and play what kind of customers you would want to gear towards, and something like that. But afterwards, it would only be that. If it takes like 10 minutes to do that, I don't think it would be fun, so it might shorten it into like really short. Not too short though, because it should still be a big part of the game, I think. Because I think the daytime would be then the reward of the work that you do in the night and the morning to make the customers happy. Would even give like tips and stuff like that. Or they would tip your waiters, they would tip the house and stuff like that. You would have, as I said, waiters that would work. Each one would be a bit differently skilled. Like, some would be fast at giving orders, or someone would have a chance of maybe forgetting an order. So you'd have to put someone like that in the kitchen, or some to clean the restaurant. Others that would how do you say? Wait, I will not mute it now. I'm not. Whew, I was scared for a second. But so you would have almost 3 types of. Oh, no, I think I made 2 types of staff rolls. I guess 3. One that is very weird, but sometimes it happens. The staff. It would be a cook-like waiter, or the cook, the servant, or the waiter. I guess it also works. And the bard, or someone, a singer, so to say. And they would then just, if you have a more pristine location, you'd get a bard to make your customers enjoy the area a bit more. That would then sing tales and just make them happy. The waiter would then bring customers to the table and take care of them, as well as how do I say? I said count storage, but it's like you still need to know how much food you have, so that they would have to be like, oh, we can't make this food, we're out of meat, or something like that. That would also happen a lot, I think. And the cook who would then prepare food and cook it, really. I said even clean plates food, but because it's like, you can have like a main chef who would be cooking the main food. Then you would have 2 assistants, one assistant that would be cleaning the plates, and another a bit more experienced assistant that would be preparing the ingredients, for example. And then different kinds of waiters. I don't know how it's called, the one that brings them to their table. I think that one also has a specific name. But that was kind of the plan for the waiters. But the waiter is not the only one that can work. Your character could also work, and you can then choose if you want to make him work as a cook, as a waiter, or even as a Sigma, if your skill is good for it. That was what kind of music was that? Never walking yourself is forbidden. It's kind of nice. But as I said, your player character, you can use him in any way you want. He's the one that's going to be preparing the recipes at night, so you would want him to be at least a bit smart. And I would want him to have, like, for example, or each worker would have their specific stats, some talents that they have, like specific feats. For example, quick-handed, it does walk like 10% faster or something like that. Or one that would be like clumsy, which would be a negative talent, but might be a good challenge or something like that. And oh yeah, and both can then earn special talents if they work hard enough, or if they work enough times that, for example, the cooking, they become then better at it. Would not be really feats though, that would be more their skills improve. And everyone would have then different skills depending on the area. At least that was how I imagined it for now. What was it? Oh yeah. But I guess I can talk about that later on, that's not as important. Yeah. What else? Is there anything still missing? I'm sure there's a lot missing, but oh yeah, how you start. Because I had something in mind that would be kind of fun. And you know what? You put these back. Come on. Make this one big again. Are you kidding me? Does this clear it? Ah, well, you know what? Then I'll do it my own. There you go. But when you start the game, you can't choose different modes, really. I don't want it to be like every time the same. So I kinda had like starting game. You'd have two big modes. One that would be story mode, which would just go for the story. I'm gonna give a small explaining of the story afterwards, and one that would be free mode or special modes. The story mode would have your character then your character would get a restaurant, either by opening it himself or he got it through a connection that he has. But for that he would have a debt that he has to pay back at the end of each season. Kind of similar to how Reseteer does it. That way I really like the way that they did it. But it's like you have one week where you have to make enough money to pay off the debt. Otherwise you can fail it. So your character would get the restaurant, you can open it up, it starts at night time, so you can prepare recipes. You could buy then the ingredients enough for the food, or for the night. And you would just continue on day by day like this, and then at the end of the season, if you paid enough, or if you got it, you pay back the money, and then you continue. And it would continue like that for a few seasons, and at the end it would become like a free mode. And free mode would be a bit more special, since you can make a few rules for yourself. They can be either good, or they can be just for fun, really. Oof, And story story mode also has two things I forgot to say. I just noticed in the no, not you, in my notes. One would be that in story mode, there would be events that happen at specific seasons, and if you fail to get, like for example, enough renown at that point, someone wouldn't come visit. Or if you do have enough renown, like something can't happen or something like that, and you would start at a specific point in time, so everyone starts at the same area, so to say. And in free mode, I would, for example, let you decide when do you want to start. Like, would you want to start in summer? Would you want to start in winter, for example? Each would give like different options in what do you want to buy and what kind of recipes do you want to make, since not everything is ready at any point you want. It's like in real time, like in the real world, but many years ago, where you didn't have fridges, you didn't have like greenhouses and stuff like that. You couldn't grow strawberries whenever you wanted. You couldn't grow pineapples whenever you wanted and stuff like that. So you'd have different ingredients for each season, and you can then start the free mode in winter, makes it a bit more harder or something like that. And different modes would be then a randomizer mode. Everyone, or each customer class, or each customer type, I guess is better, like something different. So it's not always, oh, the old man likes salty stuff, or the young girl likes sweet stuff, but it's then like, oh, the young girl likes spicy stuff, or the old man likes stuff with a specific amount of salt in it, or something like that. I couldn't think of anything there, but would make it a bit more random, and would maybe add replay value to it as well. You could also then play a normal start, but without the death, if you just want to test it out, see what could work better, without having to worry about the death or something like that. And another one would be, instead of each day being a week in time, would be a day, which means you would have a lot more days in one season, for example. Another one would be you have less days instead of in the season, which would make things very fast. And of course, a new game plus. You can, I think I could also allow new game plus in story mode though. That could be nice. I think. Let me add that one then to the other one. There you go. Okay, good. That would be then the story mode and the how you start the game. Anything else that I want to already tell you guys about? I talked about the roles of a character, of yourself, the game mode. Oh yeah, I did talk about the restaurant that we would. You know that before I go, I can already. It's not a secret anymore. Now I already talked. There you go. Now the title should update whenever you refresh or so. So if someone sees it, it's no longer secret stream, but just that's what it is. Where was it? Oh yeah, the restaurant. The room that you then receive in the beginning starts as a small area. You only have like enough place to maybe sit up like 6 to 8 customers, maybe even less. I think 6 is already a good number, I think, for the first beginning. And you also have a bit of money, so that you can at least buy ingredients and hire staff. And later on, when you get a bit more money, you can upgrade the restaurant to have, like, for example, a bigger kitchen, a bigger dining room, a bigger storage room and stuff like that, which would then change up everything. Oh, not change up everything, but make it easier to make more money faster, I think. And also later on, I was thinking of maybe making, like, you can open up sister locations where you can tell like, yeah, you guys make me money, or I will tell you guys what to make and stuff like that. So you can micromanage or you can macromanage, depends on the person really. And also, I'm writing here build special areas, but I'm not sure what it was anymore. But that should be fine. I might remember later on or not. I guess what I could also talk about would be what I said in the beginning as well, where you have markets that you can buy from, which would then be like, you have your base, so to say, which is your restaurant, and then you can pick, for example, nearby is a small store which has not that good of ingredients or not that much of a variety, but what they offer is cheap and you can get it really fast. Other ones would be then you find a huge farm where you have a lot of ingredients, but they might take a long time and it's a bit much expensive to buy from there and stuff like that, which would then make a few more decisions for the player to make, which I think would be nice. And what else? I think that's about everything that I want to share, I guess you could say, for now. Oh yeah, and you can also partner up and make a deal with the local areas like that. I forgot to say that. But yeah, I think that was about it really. Ugh. But well, that's kind of the project that I've been thinking about for. I think that one has been in my mind for 2 years or 1 year. I think 2 years at least. The world has been in my mind for 4 years, I think. That's also because I'm planning on making kind of like a magnum opus, but that one is coming up a long time in the future. I don't think I can do that one yet, but it's gonna be a pretty big game, I think. Well, I'm planning it to be a big game. And that one has been in my mind for 4 years, writing up little the story and then completely writing nothing anymore. That's also kind of idiotic of me. I could have always been writing a bit of it, but I never got to it. So now I'm gonna start with a smaller title. Kinda always going to be in the same world. Or at least if you see Christidites in the beginning, it's going to be in the same world. And if you guys have any questions you can ask, either in the comment section or so, but I think that's about it really. I don't think I have anything else I want to mention now. I also didn't write that much. I wanted to write a little bit because I didn't want to show you guys the whole text file that I made, because otherwise it would be pretty spoily. Because it has like already some special events planned. How do you say? That's a bit more specific on how the units would work, which I also don't want you guys to see it just yet. So I guess what I can say is something else that I could be writing down. When and where? Oh, how? When do I work on it? I'm gonna try to work on it at least a few hours per week. I can't go at it, as I said, full time on it, mainly because of the kids, but I want to work on it every now and then, and start slowly, but put more time in it as time goes on. I think that kids at the moment might be a bit hard, but... oh, not hard, but a bit rough. Taking care of them all the time. Especially since I wake up so early on. Like I wake up at 6 AM sometimes. And that gets a bit rough on the mentally. But what did I want to say? When thinking of stuff, but I don't know how to say it. It's like, when would it come out? When it's done? I was planning on making like a prototype to see how the game loop works pretty quick. But for that I would have to be working on it at least a little bit. So that might be in 2 months, I think. Because normally a prototype goes by very quickly. You can make a prototype in 1 day. Then it will be very rough if you don't have any art. Which I think is going to be what is going to come of the prototype. So for the moment I'm putting like the prototype in 2 months. But we'll have to see about that. As I said, I will be streaming at least one stream each week will be at least on the game. So you will either see me playing with Blender, not understanding a thing, or you will see me already putting up some of the coding for the prototype in Unity3D. Unity3D, saying Unity3D sounds so weird. It's like Unity, I guess it doesn't need really the 3D on it, but what else? I'm also planning on opening a Patreon later on, not now, not immediately now, because I still need to put it up and everything, and I need to make a bank account as well, or PayPal. So that would be that. And also the pricing would depend on the game. Because I could make it free, but then I'd starve. So it would depend on the support that I get and how easy it is to make. But I think 10 euros or so would be nice. If not, then, well, from 5 to 15 euros I think would be around the cost of it. At least that's what I have in my mind. That could always change. But I'll have to see. What else? When, where? Well, where would be my Patreon? I think I would be putting it up, and I'll try to get it on Steam. Steam is always a good place to put. And afterwards I would have to look up and see if I could get it on GOG, on Epic, and how it works from there. But I will already promise I won't be doing I would never do something like put it only on Epic. But I don't think that they could even do that. I'd have to make it a pretty big game then. Or at least make it viral, the game. But I don't think I will be able to do that. Not this one, at least. Maybe if this one comes out and becomes a bit of a bigger hit, I could get that in later on, but not that much. What else? What other questions could be asked? Maybe what platform it would be, but I could see it working on mobile. especially since Unity is kind of nice on mobile as well. So I could see, well, when I say mobile, I mean Android, because walking on iPhones is not going to be something I can do. Because first of all, I don't have a Mac. Second of all, I don't want to pay whatever ridiculous prices they want me to put it on an iPhone. I don't even know how different it would be to code. Normally it has like tiny differences, but shouldn't be that big. But I could see making it for Android. I could see making it for PC. If I could, maybe also for Linux. That would be something I would kind of want to try out. But those three would be the only ones that I have at my ability to make. At least for now. We'd have to see. Could always be something different that could happen next time also. But what else? Is there anything else that I could say? I don't know. I guess me talking about the world is kind of useless in this case. It's not going to be that important in this game. It's going to be important in my magnum opus, but not as much in this one. No, it fits perfectly into the stream. Nice. Well, as I said, if you guys have any questions, you can always put them in the comment section. I'll see if I can answer them. And I think I'm done now. That was about everything that I wanted to talk about, really. I think in this point in time. Right. Talked about programs I'm going to be using, the gameplay loop, rather. The stuff. Sounds almost like the stuff that works for me, but it's the units in the game. It's like that was the wrong area, wrong button. But stuff. Me doing everything. And I really don't have anything else that comes into my head now. So I guess I can say that that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the talk. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. And I hope you guys will like it when it comes out in 2 to 3 years. I don't think it's gonna be that long. I hope it's gonna be out by next year, on 2020. That would be amazing. For that I would have to make a lot of things. It's like make the music, make the art, make the coding, and make some more design choices. Game design stuff. Right? Oh. It's also time for nappy. Well then everyone, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope to see you next time. So then everyone, bye.